As ever, we are familiar with the concept that these AI models are always evolving. Just take a look at the guys at OpenAI and their work with ChatGPT. This year alone, it has been revealed that ChatGPT has about 1.1 updates per week this year. As great as this may sound, this may leave the user feeling a bit overwhelmed, not only by the plentiful amount of new features given to them, but also by the updates that a good number of them would consider to be useless to them. With that in mind, we can help you guys a wee bit by showing you exactly what features may be useful to these users. Selecting the right ChatGPT model. One of the most important things that we need to know about using LLMs such as ChatGPT is that there are several models of it. As such, we may find that some versions may be perfect for what you need the LLM to do. That doesn't mean that the other models are worse off, obsolete, or useless. No, it just means that they are more suited for other purposes. Better to show you guys what we mean. When we hop onto ChatGPT, we find that we are using the latest zero-number reasoning model. This is actually the default model. However, you may not be compelled to use this model because it may not be suitable for purpose. This is because when we look at the models on ChatGPT, you'd find that there are basic models and there are more advanced models. It is important to make this distinction because you will find that while reasoning models are great for queries that are complex in nature, it takes a bit longer for it to come up with its output because of all that reasoning it has to do. On the other hand, we have the basic models that are great for tasks that are low stakes and easy to solve. As such, you'd find that these models are a lot faster than the more advanced models. That said, you may have to make some sacrifices when it comes to the accuracy of the results. But hey, everything has its advantages and its disadvantages, right? With that in mind, we have 3 food tips for you guys when it comes to making use of prompting reasoning models. The first tip is to use delimiters to separate information under a task section and the content that you want it to work on under a document section. This is helpful because this helps the reasoning models to decipher and differentiate between what you want it to do as opposed to what it should analyze. The second tip is that when you are using the advanced reasoning model, you do not need to include a prompt asking it to think step by step. This is important because it actually affects the performance of these reasoning models. Sure, this phrase can be more helpful to the more basic chat models, but there is no need to do this with the more advanced models, because it already thinks that way. Finally, examples have proved to be optional with these advanced models. Seems straightforward, but it may be best to avoid asking for these, as you may just end up getting the wrong results. When to use ChatGPT web search? The guys at Google Search may be mad at us for bringing your attention to this, but as Dewey said to Hal in Malcolm in the Middle, the future is now, old man. Just take a look at what ChatGPT web search can do for you. With ChatGPT web search, you can carry out advanced and perhaps more precise searches for your work. For example, you can carry out a web search for NVIDIA stock prices with ease of ChatGPT. That said, Google Search may be able to do that for you as well. It could even be faster. That is why we must note that if you want to get the best results out of ChatGPT, you have work like, if you need a single fact, just go ahead and carry out your search with Google. However, if you need to carry out a search where some explanation is needed, ChatGPT is the better tool for your money. So if you needed to carry out a search for NVIDIA's stock prices, their latest earning call, and the pattern of their stock prices, you are actually better off using ChatGPT. This is because you can get results that feature analytic tools, such as interactive charts with stock prices, while also giving you a ton of context so that you can get the information you need to carry out your work. As such, you can see that although Google Search is still useful for concise information, ChatGPT may be the best thing you need when you want more detailed information. With that in mind, we must give you 2 pro tips before you embark on your use of ChatGPT web search. The first of these tips is that ChatGPT can be used to make quick and somewhat reliable quick fact checks. The second pro tip that may be able to help you guys with your work is that ChatGPT web search is that you can use the / command to toggle on search from the chat box. It works just as well as this does on Notion. Feel free to try this out so that you can take use of ChatGPT to the next level. ChatGPT, deep research and how to use it. If you want to understand ChatGPT, deep research you will have to understand is that it's like using an agent that has the tendency to wander off for about 10 to 20 minutes so that it could read through the information from hundreds of links so that it can come back and give you the detailed report on any given topic. As such, you'd find that there is no longer any need to hop on Google so that you can open many tabs in a bid to search through several links so that you can create a detailed report. All you need to do now is to hop on the deep research feature on ChatGPT. That way, you can ask it to analyze and compare the information that it has on whatever topic is important to you at the moment. You can even take Ethos to the next level by giving it access to resources such as Google Drive. That way, it can even draw from our private databases. Think about this in the context of business, for example. With a tool such as Deep Research, you will find that this could give you access to a really powerful tool that uses information to bring your searches to life with both external and internal information. With all these factors coming into play, you'd find that Deep Research could take you to a different level. You make use of this pro tip. Make sure that you make use of detailed and comprehensive prompts so that you can get the best out of Deep Research. Since few people have the time to do that from scratch, we have the option of uploading this PDF for OpenAI's Deep Research Help article into a ChatGPT project. That way, we can then use individual chats to generate prompts for your research topics. Do this, and you cannot miss your way when it comes to making use of ChatGPT's Deep Research. Canvas feature. Finally, we take a look at the Canvas feature. All you need to do here is to toggle this on so that you can build on the results given to your prompts by ChatGPT. For example, someone who is preparing for a performance review, they could enable Canvas so that they can upload their company's performance review so that they can ask ChatGPT to draft an initial outline. That way, you can make any of the changes that you need to make going forward. Once the results are given in the Canvas/standalone window, you can delete the sections that you deem to be unnecessary to your work while highlighting the relevant ones. You can go a bit further by asking it to make all the necessary corrections and adjustments that you need it to do. With that in mind, we are going to leave with 3 choice prompts/commands for text-to-text models. The first is that you can make use of the word elaborate to compel the AI model to add more details to your output. Secondly, you can use the word critique to spot early problems. Finally, use rewrite to improve previous content. With these tips, you are well on your way to getting the best out of ChatGPT.